Hello everyone and welcome to Access Toy Universe. Today we'll be talking about the Baiwei flying ring wing thing. Well, you know, it's TW-1122. It's essentially what everyone's been calling the oversized Studio Series 44 trailer for Optimus Prime, but I actually beg to differ. This is not a simple oversized knockoff. In fact, they do quite a bit of stuff with it. And so people are saying it's oversized. I mean, it's pretty clear why. I mean, check out that's the size of that box. And check out how it's practically double the size of the original SS-44. And as some have pointed out, you can literally put this one inside here. The original SS-44 trailer is nothing compared to this one, size-wise. So yeah, let's get into it. That's the box right there behind it. The Star Leader box is right next to it, just so you can kind of tell the scale. There's so many things that are different with this set, though, which is why I don't want to just call it an oversized knockoff. For the most part, I would consider it a retool, a heavy retool, actually, of the Studio Series 44 trailer. It takes basically the same aesthetic and the same principles and the same engineering and just kind of does its own thing in a lot of places. First off, I want to talk about what's in the box. So in the box, you'll get the Annular ring trailer as is, and then you get the wing pack, which is also kind of like the, you know, gate accessory for the Annular ring. You'll be able to use it a couple of different ways, just like the SS-44 trailer. And then you have actually 8 wheels. So you have the wheels that are now currently on here, which match the Studio Series 44. But you also have the option to place on larger wheels if you want to. So basically get 8 wheels, 4 of each. These larger wheels, I imagine, is if you have like a leader figure that you may want to use this trailer on. Although, of course, it'll be a little smaller on your leader class figure. But sure, you know, options are always great. So I'm just gonna take these wheels out of the way real quick. You also come with, I counted this accessory as a separate piece because it keeps coming off. It's the harness for your jetpack. It actually goes on here. But the thing is, it keeps coming off, unlike the, you know, the regular release. For some reason, this one wants to keep coming off. Yeah, so there you go. I easily was able to remove it. Now, other than this, you also have a couple of these. I lost mine while preparing for this. This is the trailer stand, essentially. So you'll be able to place it here, essentially on trailer mode. Now, the thing is, DNA Design did something a little better with this. And what they did was, for this next piece, because they had this throttle piece in the DNA version 2, and what they did was they included trailer stands, which for some reason are not on this piece. They just decided to make these separate pieces. I don't like that. This is one of the changes they did. By the way, for the most part, this isn't just the Studio Series 44 trailer re-engineered, but it takes some elements from the DNA Design Kit as well. The DNA Design Kit that a lot of people got in order to improve their set. Now, one more thing I want to point out, which a lot of people missed, is that there's a tiny silver piece here that comes in the box. It doesn't go anywhere in the tray. It just kind of, you know, wriggles around in the box. You want to make sure that you grab that. This is a big warning, guys. This silver piece is very important because it's a filler piece for some reason, which they elected to not put on the thing that they were wanting to put it on. See this bit here? What they really want you to know is that they made a filler piece for the joint bit, which, you know, isn't even the same on the original. So I don't know why they chose to just not slap it on there. So go ahead and just pop it in there. Again, if you still have your boxes and you forgot to put this filler piece in, check your boxes, okay? Now, so there you go. That's pretty much it for the contents. I'm gonna set this aside. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and install this thruster piece here. And this is gonna go here. So there. Now, where can you put these? You can pretty much put them anywhere that there's a 5mm peg. I don't know where my other one went. I'll find it someday. Anyway, but going back to what we're talking about here. So again, this is not a 1:1 of the SS trailer. Let me show you why. So just from here, you'll notice that it's already different sculpting all the way. So this one is longer, so they re-sculpted this whole back section. So essentially they made it taller too, so not just longer but taller too. And you'll notice that for the most part, while it looks the same, this bit here at the last part is shorter, or it at least seems that way proportionally wise, but trust me, it doesn't impact the figure at all. Now, also I need to mention that both Annular ring trailers have, 5mm ports and notches. In general, these notches are not 100% the same on both. Okay, so I just want to point that out. So for example, you have a place to put your sword. You have a place to put your sword here in the SS-44 version. So you're gonna want to take the hole and then just kind of plop it in there, and that's where it stores in trailer mode. However, in the new version, it's nowhere in the trailer, like in the inside of the trailer. You don't have any similar like protractions. You don't have any similar protractions inside the trailer, so you're not going to be able to put this inside the trailer like by attaching it to the sides or anything like that. So there you go. It's different in many ways. I'm gonna just remove that for a bit. Actually, the sculpting of the back part is different, as you can see. I mean, they kind of look the same, but they're not. Okay, so just very important to note that. And the grill part on the inside is also different. You'll notice that here, while this one is able to go on top and form part of the roof, this one has an extended piece. So there you go. And that makes this longer. So if you're making this an on-ramp, which I think everyone is making an on-ramp, then it's longer than the original. As you can see here, there's no part there that's part of the on-ramp. Just wanted to point that out. Okay, so again, these are not exactly the same molds. It's not like they just blew this up and came up with this. So, oh, by the way, just to note, some of you may wonder why this is silver as a trailer, but the thing is, I already painted it. However, this one, there is already a metallic version that you can order. So this is as is. I did not paint this in any way. Another thing I want to point out is that the back wheels, there's only 4, whereas the DNA kit has technically 8. So they molded in the rest, but for some reason chose not to do that here. So yeah, it's another one of the things that I don't like. I wish they just kept the 8 wheels. It makes it feel heftier. Now, the jet wing portion is pretty much identical. Let me just place this on here with the jet wing option of SS-44 with the addition of the DNA kit, with just the minor difference that this is not included. These sections for the trailer are not included, but for the most part they're identical, as you can see. Even the size is almost the same. The size of the wing is also almost identical. There you go, as you can see. Nearly no difference, except for the DNA kit. There seems to be a little more paint versus the Baiwei version. But as far as the size is concerned, they're pretty much the same, almost the same. Okay, now the neat thing I want to note is that the DNA kit is a little more filled in. As you can see, this bit here is present. I don't know if that's a thing I can remove. I'll try to remove this and see if it can pop on here. There's some paint here that's not present here. It works pretty much the same. Let me just go ahead and pop these out. Pop these out. They're pretty much the same as the original with a DNA kit, with minor paint differences. So you can still collapse these in for a little more heft if you want. I would probably do the same thing. Then there you go. I'm gonna put down this back kibble and then place that on there like normal. And you have your Jetwing Optimus Prime. Now, if you wanted to keep one of the wings as your, if you have both, I mean, you can still use this one as an on-ramp for this Prime. No problem. You can absolutely do that. The thing is, everyone's really here for the Annular ring trailer, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna take this out of the way because it's, you know, honestly, that's not supposed to be part of the review, but yes. Okay, so there you go with Jetwing Optimus Prime, pretty much same. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. By the way, I'm not sure that I put that on as snug as I possibly can. By the way, you're gonna want to watch out for this. This is how it came packaged, but it takes a bit to remove this notch from this hole. Okay, just don't be afraid and just give it a little bit of pressure to be able to remove it. Now here, I'm gonna transform it into the on-ramp version. Okay, close everything up. There you go. There. So actually you can remove this and you can remove this if you want to give more flat areas to Optimus for him to step around in. And you'll notice again that the on-ramp is longer because of that extra bit on the trailer itself. Just wanted to share that. Okay, and then as for this, so now I'm just gonna quickly mention what comes with the Baiwei weapons pack. So this is not a Baiwei Optimus, this is a Studio Series 44 Optimus, but pretty much same for the most part. Now the new weapons pack comes with this new shield, which is a little bit like the DNA design kit. Okay, so it's very similar to the DNA design kit, but the thing is, it's got this rust color. So cool, whatever. Now, if you already had the old weapons pack, slight comparison, the old weapons pack had this shield holder, which is just a 5mm peg. This one's a lot better because he's able to hold it properly. Because in the old one, you'll have to have him hold it like this, which is weird. But the new one, you can have him hold it like a proper shield, just like that. But just to mention, they're both better than the SS-44 versions because hello, tiny. It's literally double the size. Okay, so the thing with this shield is if you have a couple of them. So I'm gonna take this one from the weapons pack and I'm gonna go ahead and install it here on the wing. Just clip it. There you go, because that's where it's supposed to go. And if you had another one, so I have the DNA design one, you can go ahead and just install it on the other side. Okay, so there you go. Just gonna set you off to the side there. Now, with regard to the rest of the weapons, there's a lot of storage options. I'm gonna take this out for now. Let's focus on just the annular ring trailer. So let's go by in each individual section. So as you know, there's a lot of peg holes. You can do really whatever you want with the peg holes. I'm just gonna talk about like the notches and the, you know, other bits. So this one is intended for the hooks if you have them. So these should have come with a newer weapons pack. Okay, just be careful about the weapons packs, by the way. There's like 3 versions of them with, you know, progressively more accessories. But if you have the hooks, which is in this, you know, the pack with the second most or the third most accessories in general, you can just, so there's, don't be confused. There's a square notch here, but that doesn't really do anything. What you want to do is you want to find the little peg here and attach it to this peg hole here. Okay, there you go. Now this next section here is originally intended for this bit on the original, but it got too big, so you won't be able to place it. So what you want to do instead is, and it's not super ideal because you want the gun to be hanging, but whatever, you can place the gun pretty much anywhere using the 5mm peg. I'm gonna put it here because that's one of the places where there's not a lot going on. So let's do that. And then the reason why I didn't put it here or in these peg holes is because if you see, there's a notch there for the sword. So if you have a sword from either SS-44 or the accessory kits, so I have this from SS-44, you're gonna wanna angle that in such a way that it matches. There you go. So that's where the sword goes. And then this next part is for the axe. So if you have any of the axes, so this one is from the weapons kit. This one is from the DNA design kit. Or this one also from the weapons kit, which is a larger version. These all work with those notches. See, there's a tiny hole there. You can barely see it where my finger is. There it is. So you can just basically place the item there. There you go. And then you've got one other square hole there that you can place this sword, this kind of sword, which is the arm blade. So just go ahead and find the peg and attach it this way. There you go. Now you'll notice there's a lot of 5mm holes. So just go ahead and use those as you would. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this in just like we did earlier. Then placing an axe here. This is the axe from the weapons pack. There you go. There's honestly this other piece that I'm not sure what it's supposed to do, but yeah. I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. But then again, you have these arm cannons, which by the way is I feel like they think it's an improvement from the DNA design, but I sort of get why, because in the DNA design kits they made these, which are meant to close up. They just went ahead and gave us a simplified arm cannon. So just go ahead and place that like that, and it still sits flush, no problem. But what it does also is it nicely places itself here in the trailer wherever you want it to go, so it's still part of the whole set. So again, you can pretty much do, there's also this giant gun. You can place that anywhere you like. There you go. So as you can see, this is shaping up pretty nicely for Optimus Prime. A really nice annular ring trailer that can fit him, you know, instead of just being like a very small ring like this. And then you can go ahead and place the rest of the stuff. There you go. It's a very impressive, you know, playset, and I highly recommend it. So again, just stuff to watch out for. I don't see any points of breakage that you have to be super careful about. It's just that you want to watch out for that little piece that's a filler for the front of the trailer. And yeah, try to get the weapons pack as well. But to be honest, since this is 5mm, you can pretty much put whatever weapons you want. Like I'm putting in Scourge's blaster, and that will fit in no problem. You can literally put whatever you like. You also have a 5mm hole here if you want to put extra stuff. So there you go. And oh, by the way, forgot to mention, the weapons pack also comes with an alternate chest piece for Optimus Prime if you desire to change up his chest piece in the Baiwei version. This is a SS-44 version, so I won't be able to do that. You can also put the knuckles here. There's a peg there. You can just insert that into the hole if you so desire. If you have the SS-44 trailer, transformation is pretty much the same. So yeah, let's go and do that. But again, even if it's redeco, it's still styled engineering wise from the SS-44 trailer, so a lot of it is similar. And let's go ahead and transform it. So first I'm gonna set the wings aside and just remove. All right, there's an extra piece there. Just gonna go ahead and remove the ring. By the way, the ring is a little tight on this one. Like, you have to be super, not careful, but patient when forming the ring around the structure. It tends to be a little finicky. But yeah, so now that you've disengaged the ring, you can go ahead and collapse this whole thing. And you'll notice that it is slightly longer. Okay, so proportion wise, you're going to want to collapse this in, collapse this structure in, and then just allow that to combine real quick. Align everything. There's notches. There you go. And then here you'll notice that the same thing is doable. Notches, and there it closes. The door is pretty much the same. It's remolded though, so you're gonna want to push it in. Okay, there you go. You'll notice that the structure of the back of the doors is, the structure of the back of the doors is also very different from the original. See that? It's like double the size. Okay, so now that you have pretty much the trailer on, I'm just gonna show you like where the trailer stand comes in. It's basically just a peg that plugs into this portion. So I lost my other one while preparing for this, that's why you won't get to see it, but essentially that's what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it there for now. So the trailer wing jetpack pretty much transforms the same way. Line this portion up and then push these to the back. This isn't the most intuitive transformation, but yeah, same thing. Now you're gonna want to remove this bit because it's in the way. It has no purpose now, by the way, because it's not, you know, your trailer stand. And then this notch matches this peg right here, and then you just put them together. Same thing on the other side. And then you just want to align all of it. There you go. And then it just goes on your trailer here. Now the funny thing is, there's actually a lot more space in the trailer now than before. Sorry, other side. Than before. So you're gonna want to align this here. And okay, there you go. And then you'll notice that there's a lot of space here at the back. But the thing is, it's not something that you can use for cars or whatever, but because you still got your structure here. So just so you know. Although you can just kind of, you know, throw your weapons in there if you wanted to. I don't recommend it because, again, not all of the spots have places to put your weapons in. You can probably figure it out with some effort, but to be honest, I just put all the accessories in a separate bin. Well, that's all for SS-44 and the variants. So there you go with the trailer. That we have it transformed. We're gonna want to put it on the Optimus Prime. This one is again the Studio Series 44 version, which has the gold gradient. The Baiwei one doesn't have that. So you put the trailer hitch onto the pole, and there you go. Now you'll notice that this one doesn't, this wheel over here doesn't want to hit the ground. But otherwise, aesthetically speaking, it works perfectly. So, but you know, I've noticed people saying that you might get it to work better if you use the bigger wheels, and I kind of agree. But again, aesthetically speaking, the smaller wheels work better. So there you go. That's pretty much it for the trailer mode. This trailer comparisons, here it is with the original trailer, which now looks hilariously undersized. Yeah, definitely an improvement. Like, yeah, I mean, here we had him in his original trailer, and it, for a lot of folks, it was okay, given his smaller than average CHUG status. But this one definitely, you know, serves its purpose. It's a little big for some people, but for me, I like it. And it's definitely a win for me. Now, I want to just compare it also to the other trailers that we got previously from other third-party companies. You know, they've been kind of on a roll with all of these third-party trailers. So this one is APC's Prime. As you can see, it's just a little smaller. Like, it's one section smaller than the APC Prime. It's a little shorter as well, but it works. Like, you know, you've got your Bayverse Prime here, and you've got your Transformers Prime Optimus here, and they now both have, you know, serviceable, no, respectable trailers. Now, if you wanted to have the annular ring for your APC Prime instead, you won't be able to put it on the 5mm peg hole, by the way. But there's several other places you can place them. So in between the legs here, you can use that. And here you go. That works just fine. So if you wanted an annular ring for your Prime, Optimus Prime, then this works as well. Now, in comparison to the MPP-10V trailer, it's also almost the same size. It's slightly longer, actually. I thought it was going to be smaller. Height-wise, it's just a little shorter, as you can see. So there you go. Now, again, the MP-10V doesn't have a proper trailer hitch. Not for your CHUG figures anyway, but you can definitely work with Lego parts to make it work. But again, you won't be able to use it, say, for an Earthrise or Kingdom Optimus Prime, because there's really no way to work this, and it kind of makes the wheels, well, it just erases the whole thing. So yeah, it's not as great. Again, this is for all of your similar figures, but for your Evasion Prime, if you have one, there's a section here which can take the trailer hitch, and there you go. This is the KBB Evasion Prime, but that should work. Here you go. And just as a preview, of course, it also works with Baiwei's other Star Leaders. This one is the Ultra Magnus. Just a little preview of my other video. Works just as great. Thank you guys for watching this review of the Annular Ring trailer from Baiwei. this is definitely a fun set. I'm super glad I have one, and I know this took a while before I was able to get it out, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I very much think that Baiwei is doing the stuff that a lot of people would have wanted with the Suju series figures, especially for the Baiwei stuff that APC is doing for Transformers Prime. So yeah, you know, you should definitely have them feel whatever it is that you'd like them to have, you'd like them to do in the future with regards to, you know, figures that you'd like to have them release. You should kind of get it out there on social media so that they can hear it, because you know, I feel like they do listen to the fans, and yeah, they're one-upping Hasbro with these stuff. Anyway, this has been X from X's Toy Universe. Follow me at X_Paco on Instagram and Twitter. Till next time, peace out. So you want to just go ahead and line this portion up. Line this portion.